Hello guys and welcome back to Addicted on the Force 90 YouTube channel. This is a season look back at season 2 with Charlton of Manager 2015, where once again we failed to gain promotion, and as a result our job security is insecure. So yeah, they were disappointed that we didn't get promotion. Jackson's not playing well, but Goodmanson is, according to that. Yeah, so we missed out. So playoffs again. We went out in the semi-final, much like last season against Watford. This time we went out against West Brom. The playoff semi-final. We lost 2-1 at the Hawthorns, and then we collapsed and we bowled it when we got to the home leg. Berahino scoring 4 goals against us, and it ended 4-3. So yeah, there was no way back for us. They went 3-0 up. Well, no, it was 3-1, and then we brought it back to 3-2. They brought it back to 4-2, and then we brought it back to 4-3. Really poor match, really poor performance, and I'm really disappointed to have again missed out on the playoffs. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have a look at the results from the past season. So pre-season, you know, that's not really that important. Not really that important at all. The League Cup, you know, we got to the 3rd round, which was better than we were expected to do, but we went out at Everton. FA Cup, we knocked out Hull at the Casey Stadium in a replay after drawing at the Valley. Really good performance against them. We lost 5-0 to Southampton, so I was hoping we'd at least put up a fight, but that was a really, really poor. We were embarrassed by Southampton. But then in terms of the Championship, you know, we did have some good games. We had some excellent performances and some excellent runs. You know, we went on this huge unbeaten run from the middle of August to the end of the year. So yeah, until almost New Year's Eve. So that was a big run of unbeaten games, but a lot of draws in there. They had a run of 4 straight draws, as you can see there, against Burnley, Wigan, Fulham and Bradford. And then few losses in the second half of the season, so that kind of put our position down a bit. And we almost made automatic promotion. We missed out on automatic promotion by a point. The last 6 matches, I think it was, we were 8 points off of automatic promotion, and by the last game of the season, the Derby game, we were 1 point off. And the only thing we needed to happen for us to get automatic promotion was that we were facing Derby at Pride Park, and Bournemouth and Norwich were against each other. If Bournemouth had failed to win at home against Norwich, we would have been promoted. But unfortunately, they won 3-1 against Norwich. Norwich couldn't help us out. So we missed out by a point. We had identical goal difference, and they'd scored 1 more goal than us. But yeah, so it was very, very tight. So they were disappointed not to have been promoted again. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to look at my squad, have a look at the best performers, the worst performers, and look at maybe who will be leaving us this season. And then I'm going to go on holiday for a couple of weeks until we get the new league fixtures and see what they are like. And then, well, there might be a little bit of a break while I play the pre-season, because I probably won't be able to play it all before the weekend. So this might be my only Charlton video this week. I'll just make you aware of that. So the best performers, let's see. General info. No, you want selection info, don't we? So here they are. So I'm also going to put untick people that aren't at the club, so that we can show people that went on loan as well. Let's see if they were any good. So our best performer over the season, Frank Musa, 26-year-old Belgian. His first season with us, he joined on a free from Coventry. He did okay. He played 41 games. He didn't get any goals out of it, but he got 4 assists and a fairly solid 6.91. And he did much better this time around. He only played 29 appearances. 18 of those were starts, 11 of them from the bench. And he got 6 goals, 4 assists, and won the man of the match 4 times. And rated 7.15, so over 7 I'm happy with. Next on the list is Modo Barrow, who played a lot more games this season, and he is our second highest earner. He was a signing in January 2015. Didn't have as good, he didn't have as good a rating in his season in his second season as in his first, but he did play more than twice the games, and he scored 14 goals in the league, 15 in all competitions. He scored 1 goal in a cup game and 13 assists, and somehow he still only has a 7.06. So there must have been some poor performances in there, and 1 man in the match 4 times. Jordan Cousins is next on the list. He made a lot of errors, which is why. Well, yeah, he made a lot of errors. Did Jordan Cousins? If we have a look at his no, we want stats, don't we? So 199 mistakes, one of which led to a goal. So a lot of misplaced passes, things like that. So that has been the only issue with Jordan Cousins. But otherwise, he's actually been okay. He's got a slight concern though, because he wants to join Bournemouth, who did get promoted. So Jordan Cousins wants to play in the Premier League, and it's going to be difficult to convince him otherwise. So there might be a tough one to get to keep hold of him. Royce Wiggins has been a standout player for us this season. Well, he hasn't really. No goals this time round compared to 2 last season. Got 3 assists and 1 man of the match 3 times. He got a 7.05. He did have some dreadful performances. All of his 29 appearances in the league were starts. He got 7.05, so only a 100th less than last time round. But yeah, again, he made a lot of mistakes. Did Wiggins? 80, and 2 of them led to goals. So not terrible though. Next on the list is Goodmanson. He may not seem like he was the best player, but no, he did put out some awesome performances. Only 1 man of the match once though. He played 43 times. 3 of those came from the bench. He got 10 goals and he got 10 assists, so we got into double figures in the league, which is good to see. 6.98. Thing about Barrow as well, I forgot to mention, he was 1 goal shy of a bonus as well, so we missed out on that. Chris Solly, it's going to prove difficult to keep a hold of this guy because he is so good. He's such a good right back. As you can see, recommendation is 4-star, and he is a key player for the team, and he will attract interest from Premier League sides. I guarantee it this season. So this season he rated 7.07, an improvement on last time, even though we played less games. Did he have any injuries? Only 1 for a couple of weeks. So yeah, didn't play as many games, but didn't get any goals. But he got 3 assists and 1 man of the match twice. Okay, so that's all the 7. So then we go into players that rated under 7. Now Simon Church didn't play very much, and most of his games came in the last half of in the second half of the season. He ended up with 10 appearances. 2 of those came from the bench. And managed to get 5 goals, 2 assists. He was in good form in the last few games, and I was intending on trying to get rid of him, sell him, but I think he's proved to me that he can still handle this. He can still hang with the championship sides. And, some of his attributes have gone up. Well, it's irrelevant ones like sort of leadership. He's never going to be like a captain. Passing has gone up. He's a striker, so not really improvements in the right places. But he's stamina's good, so we know he won't get injured very much. Acceleration, and he's a fit player as well. He's got a good work rate, so I think we might keep him on. He's got a year left on his contract, so we'll see how he does in his last year. If he does well, we'll give him an extension, but money is hard to come by for Charlton at the moment, so he won't be getting a lot more of a wage, I don't think. He's earning just over $3,000 a week, so hopefully, I'm not sure if we'll keep him on or not. Vezekele was our top scorer this season, 24 years old, played 44 appearances, 8 of those came from the bench, and got 23 league goals. He came second place for top scorer, behind Saido Berahino. He got 7 assists and 1 man in the match 3 times. Rated 6.97, so again, that probably shows that he's had some poor performances. Minimum rating 6.20. So there were some 6.4s and some 6.3s where he got substituted. But he's been pretty solid, and, well, again, we're going to struggle to keep him because he's a good player. Again, look, recommendation 4-star. And it could still improve as well. He's still got time to improve. Demi Dezeu, his ratings are quite high, but I haven't played him as much this season. Only 19 appearances, and only 6 of those are actually starts. So I haven't really given him a fair chance, but I don't know if we'll actually get a fair chance. He has got a year left on his contract, so I might ship him out. He's unhappy as well. He wants a choice. He wants a chance in the first team, and he's considering his options. So he might go. We'll see what happens with him. Joe Gomez, he's only going to get better. He's still 19 years old. He got 1 goal this season, and he made 31 appearances, 31 starts, so more than last time round. Made some errors in defence, but he's only young, so that's got to be expected. 4 mistakes leading to goals, that's got to be up there as one of the highest, I think, maybe in the league. Captain Johnny Jackson, 9 league goals. I think 5 of those were penalties, and they were all scored as well. He hasn't missed a penalty this season. Did he miss one last season? No, he hasn't actually missed a penalty for us yet. And you can't tell in previous ones. So 9 goals and 8 assists. A little bit of a lower rating. He did have some poor performances, and recently he hasn't been very good either. So I'm going to warn him about his. You can't. I'm not going to remove him as captain though. In fact, is he? Yeah, he's got a year left on his contract as well. So we'll see what happens with him. Our first ever signing as Charlton manager, Mark Vermeil, came from Manchester United, of course. Only played 19 times this time round. 7 of those came from the bench and got a 6.9. So he made an improvement. He got a goal out of it as well, and he got man of the match once. So I think we can rely on Marnik if we do end up selling Solly, and we'll cash in on him as well and get hopefully good players as well. Now Onyewu has been pretty good. His stats are going down, but that's due to his age. He's 34 years old now, and we did have some offers come in, loan offers from MLS sides. I think which ones came in? I think it was like Dallas and DC United, something like that. I have no idea. I can't remember which ones they were. Played 34 times this time around, 2 of those from the bench, and he got a goal. He got 2 assists, and he won man of the match once, and he improved 6.95. Chuli has had some poor performances, but he picked himself up during the end. Made 37 appearances, 27 of those were starts, compared to 17 starts the previous season. 7 goals and 7 assists, man of the match 3 times, and averaged 6.90. So not as good in the second season. His first season was fantastic, and due to his appearances and goals for the clubs, his value has not gone over $1 million. George Tukadian. Got a few goals for us. He managed 9 in the league, 12 in all competitions, 3 assists and 1 man of the match award. 33 appearances, only 12 of those were starts though, but the same amount of starts as the season before. A slightly lower rating, so we'll see what happens with him. I'm not quite sure. He does have some poor performances. I think he might get a few more starts in our third season, but we'll see. Morrison is a half decent player. He scored 3 goals last season, and he got 2 league goals this season. Played 1 less game, 27 starts, 4 from the bench. Scored 2 goals, and he improved 6.85. He could be a future captain. Stephen Henderson, I think, has played every game for us this season, almost every game. 43 appearances. He conceded 52. He's made 14 clean sheets though, which is good. I think it was in the top 3 clean sheets. I'll have a look at the league stats later. I'll do that as well, actually. That's another thing to do. Harriet hasn't played very much this season. 16... Oh, no, that was for Portsmouth anyway. So, 6 starts in his first season, and then went on loan to Portsmouth. He only started 8 games this season. But I'm going to keep him because I'm going to get rid of Andy Halliday because he's not very good. I doubt I'll be able to keep Aguirre because we just have no money and we can't buy him. He was a loan player. He did okay. In 25 appearances, he didn't get any goals. 15 of those 25 came from the bench. No goals, no assists or anything. So didn't do great, but he was solid, average, I'd say. Where are we? Morgan Fox, very much a backup to Royce Wiggins. 17 league appearances though, still ended up with a few, and he got a couple of assists out of it. Didn't do as well as his first season where he did play more, but a 6.81, still okay. Got a couple of loan players here. We'll just have a very quick look at how these guys did. So Piggott didn't do very well in his second season at Torquay. didn't do as well. Managed to get 7 goals in 26 appearances, but yeah, must have had some poor games. Did the striker, and is his contract expiring with us? It is. So I'll probably release him. Yeah, he hasn't got good potential, so I'll release him. And as for Partsiek, Polish player on loan, yeah, he had a terrible time in Belchateau in that league, which is that's the Polish league. So yeah, 5 goals in 21 appearances, didn't do very well, and one of those was a penalty. Going back to our team, Loris was a disastrous signing, absolute disaster. 20 appearances, 8 of those were starts. He got a goal, he got 2 assists, but an average of 6.64 just isn't very good. And is he still unhappy? He is still unhappy, and he wants to leave for first team football, and we're going to let him because he's been an absolute nightmare signing for us. One of the worst signings I've made on this game. Not even the save. Harry Lennon's stats are all attributes are all going down. He's unhappy. He wants to leave for first team football, but we might be able to give it to him if we end up selling Onyewu. He's 21 years old. He played 3 games for us this season. 35 non-competitive. I'm guessing that was like reserve games and stuff. But yeah, he didn't do great. But 21 years old. We'll see what happens with him. If we keep him, then I'll try and play him a bit more, and hopefully some of these attributes will go back up. As a limited defender, though, he's probably still okay if we put him at that. So yeah, he's jumping reach. He's a strong player. He looks strong for his age. And sort of 12, 13 is okay. And determination 10. Hopefully that'll be up a bit. But we'll see what happens with Harry Lennon. Andy Halliday has been a pretty poor signing as well. 6.47 in his first season with Charlton. Came back from his loan at Luton and hasn't played. And he had a really poor time at Luton as well. So his contract expires. I'm going to let that run out. He's been a poor signing. And Andre BK has had a few loan spells, like sort of very short-term loans at Crawley and Chesterfield, and had poor times there. Played 11 times with Charlton and didn't do very well there either. So his contract expires, and I'm going to let that run out as well. So that's the team. So let's go to the championship now. We're going to have a look at team stats. So in form during the end of the season, Huddersfield with 5 wins in their last games. Charlton played 48 games. So we scored the most goals in the league with 96. And that's the only place we are there. Don't want to look at like attendance and stuff, really, do we? So we want to look at player stats. Let's have a look at these. So we're not in the top 5 for average ratings. So the only players we have here are Vetikale with the second highest goals scored behind Berahino, who got 34 goals. Modo Barrow is in the assist top 5 with 13. And then he's got Kakuta, Loser, Simon Cox and Jennings above him. The only players there. So we'll have a look through some of these. So appearances, who are the most... so Vetikale with the most appearances for us with 44. He's up there. So goals, we already know that Vetikale is there. Modo Barrow is down with the 14, along with people like there's Simon Cox again and Pogrebniak of Reading. Goals conceded, so we conceded 52 goals, which is middle of the road. Not too fussed about that. That's not too bad. How many penalties did we have? So Jackson converted all 5 of his 5 penalties. I don't think we had any. Did anyone else take any penalties for us? Don't think they did. No. So yeah, Jackson took all of our penalties. We know that Barrow's up there in the assist charts. Munson ended up with 10 assists, as I said. So he's in the top 10 as well. Well, he's tied for 10th. So yeah, there's team goals. So yellow cards. Okay, so I'm surprised Morrison isn't up here. He ended up with... Did he end up with 8 in the end? 8. He also got a couple in cup games as well. But Christoph Berra got 15 yellow cards. That's a lot of yellow cards. But I imagine we'll see Morrison here in the red cards. He did get 2 red cards. But 4 players got 3 red cards. Tony Craig, Andy Davis, Jason Lowe, Mark Hudson. All with 3 red cards this season. Man of the match awards, Frank Musa got 4. And that puts him on with a Giron, who was probably the signing of the season in the championship. Let's see how this guy actually did in the end. He cost £725,000 from Tigres, and he got 13 goals in 19 appearances. So he looks to be an excellent championship signing for West Bromwich Albion. Pass completion. Okay, we don't see anyone here. Who is our best passer? Jordan Cousins, 82%. So not too bad there. Okay. Tackles per game. Jordan Cousins is up there as the ball-winning midfielder he is. Averaging just under 9 tackles a game. So that's all right. In terms of dribbles, Modo Barrow's up with a 3. Verticale with a 3.46 per game on average. Verticale just over 3. Shots on target. Verticale is up there. Half of his shots were on target. Distance covered. Jackson must be up here. He's a box-to-box midfielder. And he was 5th. He covered 317 miles in his games. Gudmundsson covering 315, the Icelandic player. Over 19 minutes. So there's Gudmundsson again. Up there. Average minutes per goal. Verticale scoring once every, just over every 2 hours. Clean sheets. Henderson is up there, in the top 5, tied with Ipswich's Matt Jones. 14 clean sheets for Stephen Henderson. Offside. Verticale was caught offside 116 times. Jordan Rhodes, 154. Wow. 154 offsides. That's a lot. Tukadian up there as well with 69. Oh dear. Crosses. So who have we got in crosses? Onyewu with 31% of his crosses completed. Mark, I don't know how many games this guy played, but all of their crosses found their players. But I don't know how many he will have actually made. How many games they've actually played. Key passes. Barrow is up there with 83. Musa not far behind with 72. Verticale also in the top 10 with 62. Oh no, didn't want to go there. What's after key passes? Key tackles. Onyewu with 32. Joe Gomez with 29. That's good. His tackling is off the charts for a teenager. Aerial challenges. No one really to shout about here. Onyewu down in 26th. Interceptions. Onyewu 428. Not too bad. Average ratings. So, okay. Cousins with a 7.08. Berahino, no surprise, he's up there with 7.43 with his 34 goals. Now, mistakes. We must have some players up here. So, there's Jordan Cousins, 182 mistakes in the league. Jackson with 123, so that's why some of his performances haven't been great. Now, mistakes leading to goals. Okay, so Joe Gomez is down there in 4. David Mailer is 7, which is one more than Dejan Lovren has for Liverpool, and it's only March. Mind you, that was all up until when he got dropped, whenever that was. That was like December time, wasn't it? Lovren had made 6 mistakes leading to goals halfway through the season. So, I think that's all that we have to talk about there. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go on holiday, and I'm going to see when the new league fixtures are announced. Okay, so I just noticed this. I had a... There it is. A board confidence update. It's 9th of June. I don't know if the fixtures have been announced yet. But we are very close to being done with financial fair play. So we're required to make a loss of no more than 2 million. And we're on a loss of 1.92 million. So we are £80,000 away from... from breaking financial fair play rules, which could be really bad. Okay, so still nothing scheduled, is there? No. So when are the new fixtures announced? Oh no, I'll come to you when they are actually announced. Alright, so the new fixtures have finally been announced. It's now 24th of June. Took longer than I thought it would. But, yep, the fixtures have all been announced now. First thing I'm going to do is see who has come down from the Premier League and who has come up from the from League One. So, Premier League. Have a look at what happens. Liverpool won the league by 4 points. Coming down, Watford are coming back down. That's going to be fun. Those are the guys that we lost out in the playoffs to. Stoke and Sunderland also coming down, so that should be fun. And then, of course, so who will be leaving the Championship? Who actually got relegated? Derby, Barnsley, and Bradford all went down. And And then West Brom did win the playoffs, so we went out to the eventual winners. They must have beaten Norwich in the final. Bournemouth and Cardiff also going up as well. And coming up from League One, Leyton Orient, Oldham and Bristol City. So that should be fun. So let's have a look at our fixtures. So only 4 pre-season friendlies at the moment, not very many. I want to see if I can squeeze in more maybe. Friendlies, we've got Lokeren at home, or Lokeren, however you say that. The usual friendly against our parent club, Standard Liège. Also facing Hercules, and then away against Welling, and then we start the championship away against Wolves. And we've got League Cup first round matches against Northampton. Derby's against Millwall, 1st of November. And 18th of March. The last game is away against Nottingham Forest. So that is that. Now, there's been a bit of, not transfer activity, but a few things happening in terms of transfers. Modo Barrow has been the subject of a couple of offers from Middlesbrough, which have come to about 2.9 million, was the highest one they gave. He's got a release clause of 3.4, so I want to try and meet that. Also, Jordan Cousins has also been subject of a couple of offers. No one wants him now, though. So the offers came from Bournemouth and Middlesbrough, I believe. No, Bournemouth and someone. Leicester was the other one. And the Bournemouth one was okay. I think it was about 6 million something. But I think his release clause is 8 million, something like that. So we'll see. We might sell Cousins because we need some money. In terms of the board requirements, at the moment I've gone for a top half finish. And that hasn't given us a lot. It's given us the same transfer budget, and we're still overspending on wages. So the contracts will expire soon, though. Andre BK and those 2 loan players. All right. So after that, all players that we did have been released. So let's go to transfers and just have a look at the history and see how many people actually left. So Andre BK, Reece Brown, Joe Pigott, and Andy Halliday all released this season. As well as loads of random youth players and staff. So that's freed up some wage budget. That gives us £6,750 a week, which is enough for a decent player. But unfortunately, we have no transfer budget, so we will have to make some sales. What I'm going to do is I'll probably take a bit of a break. Well, not a break, but you won't see a video of this for some time because I have to, of course, play pre-season. We need more than 4 friendlies, though. I want to try and fit some more friendlies in there somewhere. Maybe put one in between Hercules and Welling or something. It's only in Vanarama, and the Hercules game is at home, isn't it? So I'll try and fit in, it's maybe some home games around England or in Ireland or something. Try and maybe get one with like Shamrock or Sligo, something like that. But yeah, I'll look for some res and then try and arrange maybe a couple more. I want 6, and then that should get us going for the new season. So in my next video, it will be the game against Wolves away. But it's just a matter of when it's going to be, when I will have the time to actually pay the friendlies and make some transfers as well, because I will have to buy more players. I need a new goalkeeper because I can't rely on Henson the whole time. If he gets injured, then I'm screwed. Lores is going to go. I need to try and get rid of him. So there will be people leaving. Don't you worry about that. And then new deals have to be signed, because if we have a look, I'm going to go to my inbox. All these contracts set to expire. So Vermeil, Jackson, Chuli, Fox, Lennon, all these contracts are going to expire in a year. Ray Wilkins is also going to expire as a coach, and Ian Wone as assistant manager. So I need to do a lot of work off screen before we actually get to a new video. So when that will be, I don't know, but stay tuned for it. I hope you are enjoying this save. I am going to do a 3rd season with Charlton. Hopefully we get promotion, because if not, then it will be the end of the journey, because that's the 3-year plan, get promotion. And this time, I really hope we can do it, because I want to see Charlton back in the Premier League. That's going to do it for today, guys. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.